will put smart meters on their house, right? So instead of having to drive trucks around to find out how much electricity is being used, it's being automatically pulled. That's just another one of these sensor networks that are being generated. By doing that, the electrical companies can now manage the amount of electricity produced to coincide with the amount being consumed. Many people don't know that electricity goes away if it's not used. So as it's transmitted, it starts to dissipate and then go away. Right? So if you produce a lot of electricity and it's not being used, it's wasted. Right? So we're burning coal we don't need to burn, we're burning oil we don't need to burn. Right? So there's now this concept of the same pattern being used for smart grids, right? Smart electrical grids. And we think it can improve things. We think 40–50% of the electricity that's produced is actually lost in transmission, right? All right, so this becomes a very interesting way of managing a supply chain of energy, right? Now, another example on this would be the last election. Obama had a team of data scientists sampling every state, and they were identifying individually the swing voters, right? By using sensors in the social networks, by pulling all this information together. They could identify not the people that were going to vote for him already, they could identify the people that were on the fence. And they spent all their money on the people on the fence versus just doing the broad-based TV advertising and the negative advertising, etc. They were able to pinpoint and target and talk to individuals that actually swung the election. And the data is now all coming in, and the Republicans are running around trying to build a team of data scientists, right? So it's very interesting to watch how this is transcending not just the things we would normally think of, but also into spaces like politics. So let's see if I do it right now. So these are the sources of all this data, right? And this idea of social, and it's not just Facebook, it's all the different social networks. And when you get outside the United States, you find out they have their versions of everything we have here, and they're different versions, and they're in different languages, right? So the information gets gathered up differently there. And it spreads from social network to social network to social network, right? Much of the information in social networks, I hate to tell everybody, is useless, right? Twitter is useless, right? But somewhere in Twitter, someone just had a bad experience with their sneakers, right? And how do you find that one thing in that river of information? So I was talking a minute ago about this idea of math or statistics as a way to find the patterns. Think of a river